to live. There we go.
Live.
Almost
a half an hour. 20 minutes in.
That's fine.
It's fine.
We're golden.
It's fine. We got
We're
nobody
golden.
watching
It's
anyway.
fine.
It's not the end of the world.
I'm watching apparently, and
Hannah's
I just
not
had
a
it on.
nobody.
This stream, these streams were always meant for
Why
record
isn't Aaron
keep.
watching on his phone and whatever the heck he's doing?
Because he's busy. He's busy.
Wow, look at that map. I love it.
Didn't he say he's going to a wedding? Wedding isn't busy.
No, he's very much.
A lot of sitting.
He's not going to the union of two
wait.
people.
To you. Okay.
He just blatantly lied
Just
to me.
a union of
Lied to my
several
camera.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless he had something else going in addition to what I know he had planned for this weekend.
I don't know. It's just
Was that
whatever's
Smith?
on
Was
stream.
that was everything still going on this weekend? Do you know if Tom was doing anything?
This weekend?
Yeah, down in Maryland.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's the September 30th. For Stathy, you mean?
Yeah. Wait, did
That's
that
the
get
30th.
moved?
As far as I'm aware, it's always on the 30th.
Oh fuck! Well, I definitely can't go to that because I got a convention.
Don't mention.
Conventions. Yeah, PGX is in town that weekend.
Yeah. I've been
And
following them on Facebook, and
I-
I'm kind of like,
What is PG? Okay,
Pittsburgh,
I'm gonna get off
it is
track.
the
Gaming Expo.
Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. My library group, I'm going to be going for 3 days. And on Saturday, my library group is going to be going down there, and we're going to be trying to bogart a table and play our game down there.
Bogart, you're just gonna.
I'm
get
gonna
one.
go put up a sign that
Oh,
says like
Jesus.
the wonders of physical and digital D&D integration, and then like have my TV and my VTT there to show how, you know, my laptop, to show how it's
But-
possible to
and
integrate both
all-
IRL and digital.
Your merch for Kel's Corner.
I don't know what that means. I don't have-
Promotional material.
Prove that. He's not promoting that. We're instead going to be handing out stickers for Dad Bods and Dragons with bukake.info
That's right,
on the
that's
bottom
right.
of
I was
every
just gonna
sticker.
say you're gonna have your
with
traditional.
the Adult Swim style logo that Justin has incorporated. It's just gonna be a bumper
I
sticker.
do love it.
Oh, that's the idea. Get a fucking
Bumper
bumper sticker with bukake.info on it. That's the fucking jam.
We need to contact Aaron ASAP
For
because
his
he's making
friend.
the other stickers for us.
Holy shit, that's fucking it, man. All right, so why don't we just go ahead and jump into this thing? So last session, you guys were able to get Emberlost off of the island. You had spent some time there checking out your magic items that you had found in the chest, gathering some items there, some coconuts and whatnot. I know that you guys flipped the bag of devouring inside out. Smith and Cephas spent some time fixing up the ballista and upgrading it to be able to launch heavier ammo, and then Cephas realizing that he could light the ammo by coating it in grease or oil or other things. During this time, though, as everyone was trying to, you know, kind of prep the ship and get things ready, it was revealed Tolbin was kind of more in a haze. He was you know, kind of havering because of that whole near-death experience. Well, I mean, literal a death experience where he pretty much did die, and Zelene trying to kind of calm him and, you know, reassure him that stuff like this can be managed. So wait, am I looking at the right recap here?
What? Yes.
Okay. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I actually did click over to the other one by accident, and I just got very confused. So,
right so far.
that evening, you had gone fishing and had encountered a merfolk who got tangled up in his fishing line. Due to their language barrier, they were unable to figure out what either of them were saying. You could figure out that... you will want to probably change your note in there. It's not infernal, it's primordial. That the merfolk was speaking some kind of dialect of primordial, similar to what Smith and Albina could speak, mostly for the fact that Smith and Albina can both speak primordial and more specifically a dialect for Ignan.
There's the eye.
Whereas
it was something they were teaching him.
So primordial is a language with four distinct dialects. Ignan, Aquan, Arin, and Terran. Now, Albina and Smith, being that they are fire-based, they both know primordial. Theirs would be Ignan. This creature knows Aquan, and so it sounds very similar. There are things he could pick up, but it sounds a little different.
I see. In recap, it wasn't specified.
Yeah. So, but he was able to cut him free, and the merfolk ran back in the water, and you did not tell anybody about that encounter. So you then got Iggy to sign his book. As you guys started out the next day piloting over towards Stormwreck Isle, me kind of gave a little bit of an explanation about what this place was known for. Mostly that they were scholars there. There were kobolds and humans there. This was a place where sailors could rest and recuperate, seek food and supplies and religious services. And it was ran by a woman known as Runara, who is a devout follower of Bahamut the Platinum Dragon. Now, the normal case when you arrive at Stormwreck Isle is that you will pull your ship up near Dragon's Rest, and then they will send out some rowboats to get you and bring you on to the island. Unfortunately, after you guys waited, there was no one coming out, so you decided to pull the two patches for the rowboats off of his robe of useful items, tossing one into the water, accidentally keeping one in his hand as they both expanded into full-size rowboats. But the party decided to head onto the island. Zelene, Tolbin, and Reginald staying back, saying that if anything were to happen, that they would set off the ballista in order to try and reach out to you, with Albina being able to message. She also left her Goblin's Bane weapon, opting to keep her Berserker, Morningstar, and Dancing Rapier closer at arms. So, as you guys were sailing across the ocean in your rowboats, you could actually see some things up on the cliffside facade, which I'm going to better describe this place for everyone, so that you all have a better interpretation of what this is. Here's the actual description of Dragon's Rest. Seaweed shimmers in countless brilliant colors below you, and rays of sunlight defy the overcast sky to illuminate the lush grass and dark basalt rock of the island. Avoiding the rocks jutting up from the ocean, your ships make its way towards a calm harbor on the island's southern side. A large open-air temple comes into view, perched on the edge of a cliff high above you. Your ships reach the mouth of the harbor, and you have plenty of time to admire a towering statue in the center of a temple depicting a large platinum dragon surrounded by 7 songbirds. A long path winds up the side of the cliff to the temple, dotted along the way with doorways cut into the rock. So there's a little bit of a better explanation, better description of what Dragon's Rest looks like. So you guys noticed, though, that it seemed a little off, that nobody had come to get you, but also there appeared to be blood dripping down the rocks, down to the beach from that higher ledge cliff. And as you were getting closer, you could see that there were some bodies up there. When you reached the shore and you brought your rowboats up onto the beach, you started to make your way across the beach, only to be surprised by a number of zombies buried in the sand that had animated upon you crossing it, and combat ensued. The attacks were fierce, which at one point Albina had gone down, but as you guys were able to defeat them, you did claim a soul token, and at this point, there was more or less a calm in the area, but then you heard what sounded like the sound of breaking glass or something shattering up on the upper side of the up on the higher side of this cliff. So that is where we are going to pick this up today.
Is the map not working, or is that?
It just took a moment to load because mine wasn't loading. I had to reload it 3 times.
Hmm.
Hold on. Let me try something. Is that better?
I'm not even sure I have the right link. See, I
Oh,
usually
no.
kept
No,
the
it went
tab
away.
open.
It's black for me now.
It's
See the
And,
characters,
Lucas, you
just black
broke it.
screen. There we go. Now I see stuff.
okay. Cool.
yeah. It's not opening.
Abina's going to ask if anyone can heal her a little before we continue to go on, since pretty weak at the moment.
Is there a link that's for sure the correct one somewhere? Because the one I may
I'm
have
gonna send you it.
saved. Yeah, the one I may
It's in the
saved
pins.
I'm just trying to find my Discord.
Comments.
Yeah, so on Discord, if you just go to the pinned, it's the very.
Is it?
Okay.
Does that one still work?
Here, I'll just post it up in the
Yeah,
Twitch
that's the same
chat.
Don't you
one.
dare.
Steve gave it. Steve gave it to me. I just need to maybe update my own little link. Yeah, I'm thinking the one I have is just old. That's all.
Oh, this might be bad. The child is currently
Just fine.
pooping. He's staring at me with a smile, and I can see his face turning red.
Oh no.
He knows what he's doing.
Smiling and straight.
You have to smile when you poop.
All right.
I know I do.
Oh Lord.
Yep. Do it until your back hurts.
Oh God.
Yep.
Just don't forget your pooping sunglasses.
Oh.
All right. Is anyone healing Albina?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they decided no.
That's right.
We're all busy with other things apparently.
Forget you, Albina. Kill yourself.
Oh, here's Iluna. I already had you open. I can do at least one, but isn't Smith kind of needing some help too? I can do healing kits.
I could probably
Oh,
yeah.
do one healing.
Me has absolutely nothing for healing, and he's gonna take off to go find the guy that shattered the glass without the group, or at least get ahead of them a little bit.
Okay. You's gonna follow you.
You's gonna follow you? How does that work?
Release. Just wait for me. Should just go ahead. Release.
I guess I should pull up his character sheet.
Catch up with you guys in a
Probably
few. Let's
Smith is just
see.
leaving a trail of blood everywhere he goes.
Just drag. Yeah.
No, don't move yet. Oh, I thought he was leaving. Okay.
Is
I'm still trying to figure out how I want to heal us.
Is Iluna healing both Smith and Albina?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you using to heal them?
2 healing kit or uses of healing kit
Okay.
for my healing.
So go ahead and roll. Go and roll 1d6, and then you're going to add 15 to that.
And they'll just get the same number.
You can do them each individually. It's fine.
Ew,
Oof.
I only got a 1. That's terrible.
Well, there's 16. So who gets 16?
You two can fight over it. I feel like Hannah needs.
I'm at 5. How many do you have, Smith?
I'll take the 16.
Okay, Smith gets 16.
Thank you.
Look,
Go ahead.
I
go
don't
ahead and
know
roll.
what I'm
I
gonna.
didn't realize she
roll
was so
my-
low. I forgot she went down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
Okay. So Hannah,
said
Smith, you're gonna get 16 hit points, and Albina, you are going to get 19.
To the
Yay.
start. You go. Both are still a little on the low
Woohoo.
side, aren't you?
And I can do a 3rd level mass healing word. I kind of only have our like mass healing words.
Oh, I need to reduce the number of healing kits by 2. Then.
I swear I had another healing. Just trying to find it.
You have aid.
What
And you
does aid do
you
again?
also
I
have
forget.
Mass Cure Wounds, which is a 5th level spell.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was in my 4th level. I was like, I swear I had another one here. You know what? Let's just do the mass cure wounds. I know it's gonna
Okay.
be cut in half for me, but better than nothing. 4d8. Please give me 4 8s and a 4. Give me the max points, please, so I can just take half. Albina prays, gets on her knees and just prays. She's like, I need this healing. And all the 4s get turned into 8s, so we're good.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Steve keeps bringing this up, like after game or in between sessions or whatever. Potions of healing. I
23.
have four potions of greater healing in total. I think a couple I got when I found Hasa and those type of things. Anyhow, I have 4 that I can give
I could
out.
probably drink one to save my spell
Perceptus-
slots, to be honest.
Perceptus
Yeah.
and
I'll take one.
Smith and Albina, at least.
Well,
So-
so then Hannah, do you want to hold off?
Oh, I still want to.
You want to do your Mass Cure Wounds?
Oh yeah, I still, because I'm only at 24 right now.
Okay, so
but then that's 11 points I get.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If you cast a spell that heals multiple creatures, because you're healing both yourself and Smith, the amount of damage that you take is equal to the amount of healing divided by the number of creatures healed plus 1. So it's actually, you're only going to take 7 points of damage, which means that you are going to be healed for 16.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's better than what I thought.
And
Smith, let me add that on my sheet.
Smith, you are going to be healed for 23 with that.
Nice, thank you.
So, Cephas, Smith, and Albina. Well, I know Albina has a couple of greater or superior.
I have a superior.
But at least Smith and Cephas, do you each want a potion of greater healing? Because I keep like forgetting to say I've passed these out. They need to move.
I did kind of want to save the superior for like worst case scenario.
Okay.
Like if you guys have to force feed it to me, like if I'm down type of thing. I feel like that's like the best situation to use it. I'm at 40 now, so.
Well, it's just something you can hang on to if you want it on your. I mean, I don't mind like. I obviously go around healing people, but I do hold on to the potions.
Yeah, you can't use another kit, right?
Their last emergency thing. So if you want, either I mean I can hold on to them and but I was gonna give you 2 or 3 Septis and Steve the same person. Septis and Smith at the very least. So if you each wanted to put a potion of healing greater, then I'll take
sweet healing nectar.
Oh my goodness.
I might.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So I'll reduce that by 2. And Hannah or Albina, you want one of these 2?
Yeah, I'm considering drinking it now if we're going in here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Blood and
So
bodies everywhere.
well, while you guys were doing this down there, me and you had already started heading up the cliffside facade. As you are climbing up here, you're following the long path that leads from the rocky shore up the side of the cliff. There's occasional stairs to ease the ascent up, and as you get closer to these cut-in rooms, you are seeing well-tended garden plots that hold flowers and herbs and vegetables kind of set out in front of them. And about 30 feet above the bay, as the path widens a bit into a longer plaza, about halfway along this plaza, you see a stone statue of a dragon that is turned over on its side, and seemingly a bunch of blue paint or some kind of blue liquid has been dumped onto this thing to cover it. You can see as you get
Me
close.
is going to groan and hope that it's not the cult of the blue dragon or whatever. But he's verbally groaning this because this is the central port. Nobody's supposed to do killing here. It's a safe area. Have some goddamn respect for the code.
So as you're saying this, you hear another rustle come from higher up. And as in every room that you peer into, you see not more but just death and killing of the humans and the kobolds that called this place their home. With every room you pass filled with a variety of tools, equipment that have been broken and smashed, books that have been ripped and burnt and shredded, beds that have been cut that are blood-soaked and stained, and the site where you can see somebody that had dragged themselves along before death finally found them.
As you goes to steal an item from one of the houses, May slaps his hand and tells him no.
Okay. He's just like, what? Come on, they're not gonna need it.
No, we follow the code. May will yell down to the people at the beach going, come along, I think we're dealing with the blue dumbass cultists again. I don't know. I just... I don't like this one bit.
With that utterance, do the rest of you make your way up the cliffside?
Yeah, what kind of potion am I adding? Healing potion? Greater or superior?
Greater.
Uh-huh.
And I think Hannah
So I'm
was
gonna roll
saying
mine.
she's just taking hers right now.
Yeah.
Oh, bye. Hello?
That wasn't
It's
somebody
Aaron.
leaving. That was somebody joining.
That's what that was my second guess.
Yep.
What's up, AA Ron?
Hey, hey, hey.
I just want to say that once we get everything situated and everything is safe,
Yep.
I want to do a proper burial for everybody that is in those.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. It's a lot of bodies, but I gotcha.
I stopped you. I stopped you
Does that
from
make sense?
Yeah.
I stopped you from stealing, as I assume that would be the you thing to do.
That would be the first thing.
So I'm gonna take 7 healing, I guess, with this potion because it's 4D. Wait, what?
4d8 or no, 4d4 plus 4.
I screwed that up. I did not do 4 of them. So I guess let me just re-roll that. How do I?
Since we're not in
2, 3,
combat,
4.
can it be like the full healing?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, action. You know what? And I want to point out. Okay, I'm going to point this one out. I have been watching a lot of videos about people out there talking about like rules from Baldur's Gate 3 that they're implementing into their games, and I fully agree with that. I think there's a lot of great rules. But one of the things that I have seen the most of is people talking about how in BG3 drinking a potion is a bonus action, and all these people are like, "That's such a great idea. We should make potions bonus actions." And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit. I've been doing that for years." And then I was watching a fucking video. I watched like 2 or 3 videos, and one of them was XP to level 3. It was Jacob from XP to level 3, and he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to implement potions as a bonus action, but like healing potions, you can drink it as a full action to get the max effect." And I'm like, "No shit, Jacob. I've been doing that for a while." It's like,
you know what? You're gonna need to tell them that when you go to this convention.
At least
I'm gonna need you to tell them
Animated
that.
is that as well.
it's like,
Lucas is gonna go storming up on stage. He's gonna throw Matt Mercer off of the stage and just start cussing out the entire D&D community.
Thing is, like I know that I got that idea from like a comment that was from another video, but it's like I have watched in the past like month, maybe past like 2 weeks, I've watched so many videos that are talking about like new mechanics getting added, that they're adding to their D&D games because of Baldur's Gate, and the one that I keep hearing is bonus action potion of healing, full action to get the max effect. And I'm like, yeah, yes, like I'm not angry in any way, but like I just feel vindicated, and I feel like I was like one step ahead.
We even added shit to Rime of the Frostmaiden due to Baldur's Gate, if I remember correctly.
I want to, yeah. There's a lot I want to add to it.
But I know we've already added some stuff.
I don't know why I forgot that, because I would have just taken the whole.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you're gonna get 20 hit points.
20?
Yeah, 20, because you're gonna get 4 times 4 plus 4.
Oh my gosh, I did 4 times. Hold on.
Yeah.
So I was at 40. I just totally messed up.
Yep. So you'll be at 60.
I feel like some creators
Let's
have
fix
talked about
this.
that
That's what I mean.
before.
I'm not saying that I
feel
was
like
the
Jacob
first.
may have mentioned it, but like people forget what they talk about.
No,
You
see, that
think
was
of
the
an
thing.
idea before, like
That was the thing. It was a comment in his chat
Oh,
that
yeah?
brought up the idea, because I posted about it in one of the Discords. But it's just the fact that it's like it's just been coming up so much recently, and people are attributing it to Baldur's Gate, where they're like, "Oh yeah, like these are the rules that I'm implementing because of Baldur's Gate," and a lot of them are like bonus action potions, full action max healing on a healing potion, and I'm like, yeah, like this is something I've been doing for a while. I didn't need Baldur's Gate to tell me to do this one.
somebody's gonna be like,
Now-
"Oh, did
now
you
I-
start that since BG3?" And you'll be like,
I
"No."
will say
Lucas is gonna pull up the very first stream of P5 or Rime of the Frostmaiden before Baldur's Gate and be like, "Look what I've been fucking doing, asshole!"
Look at this. But the funny thing is there is one thing that comes with potions in Baldur's Gate that I have been thinking of, but I want to apply one change to it. You can throw potions at people in Baldur's Gate, and it like if you throw a potion of, or if like you throw alchemy fire onto them, obviously it explodes, but like you can throw a potion of flight onto somebody and it gives them the effects. It's like they need to be bathed in these effects. Same with a potion of healing. You can throw a potion of healing and it splashes onto enemies. And I just want to add that to this game, but you have to take at least 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you're hit with a glass bottle, but it shatters on you, creating a small area of broken glass, but you're healed for 2d4 plus 4 or 2d4 plus 2,
and that makes it difficult terrain for the enemy next to you, right?
It gives you piercing. It gives you a slashing damage 1d4 every time you step through it.
That I saw a while back to where it was just a picture. This was a long time ago. Of somebody threw a healing potion at somebody, and they said thanks as there's just shards of glass all throughout their face.
I love.
Oh my gosh!
I love from Viva La Dirt League where it was like, I drank my healing potion. What do I do with the jar? It's like, you fucking eat it, and he just fucking eats the glass jar. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna keep going here. So, like I said, you guys, after you guys get healed up, you start making your way up the cliffside. You can see very much what I've already described for me and you, as me and you are heading over towards the bend in the on the other far side of the cliff. Oh, jeez. Like I said, every room there is blood covering the ground. There are tools and equipment that you can see that are broken. Beyond that, you can also see that there is there's barely any food left in here. You can see that those small little vegetal pots are kind of ripped apart. A lot of the dirt just strewn about, the flowers kind of ripped out of their bedding. There's really nothing that you can see of consumption that would be left here. You just see the dead, mutilated bodies of the folks, the humans, and the kobolds that called this place their home.
Awful.
I
feel like Luna's just a bit stunned taking it all in. But we have mission in hand, right?
And then, yeah, like I said, there is kind of like right in the middle, right here, there is a stone statue of a dragon that is turned over on its side and drenched in a blue liquid, kind of dyeing it.
Have we seen this blue liquid before?
No, you have not. I mean, you're not exactly sure what it is. You want to investigate it?
Sure.
See if you can figure it out. Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I mean, I was just thinking about that blue ink that I don't even remember. Galileo showed us, made from. If it looked anything like that. Dragon's blood. Man, what?
Nope.
No.
I
have
mean,
inspiration.
Do you have inspiration already?
I do have inspiration.
All right, so if you want to re-roll it. Fucking gnats.
I like using those during combat. I don't feel inspired.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm just too traumatized by all these dead people.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what this blue shit is?
As you look at this could be anything. This could be paint. This could be like book dye, this could be like dye that's used for like leather or books or pens. This could be ink. This could be, for all you know, blueberry mash. Whatever is coating it is just dyeing and like kind of staining the statue, the stone itself.
Well, I don't know what this is. And if it's some kind of magic, that's not my forte, so. I don't know if it matters. Anime's red. I was just looking at the elemental effects for the spring's green. I mean, oh my goodness, spring's lightning. That's where the resistance is and all that.
Are you green right now?
Luna's should be green.
Okay.
Anime for some reason is red.
Yeah, that's just the default token for her.
Mm.
Okay.
So going in here. These are doors.
Yes, those are doors. They are, like, you can see into there. They have all been kind of like ripped off. They're less of like actual like wooden privacy doors. They're more like screens that have like latching holds on the bottom. But these are all just kind of like ripped down, torn to shreds. It is freely accessible into any one of these alcoves.
Do we see anything harmful if we went down? Something or trap type stuff? Do they look like they were just slaughtered rather than?
Give me a perception check.
As in if something happened to them or if
Well, hold on. If you're
Like
checking,
if something attacked them. Oh,
if you're
sorry.
looking at them specifically, then make that an investigation check. Okay, so just looking at their bodies, you can't really tell if they were killed by traps, but you can see that there are puncture wounds and holes in their bodies, things that have stabbed into them.
Okay.
What specifically that comes from, you can't determine. I mean, you got, like I said, with a 6 in investigation, you can't determine what caused it. Could it have been a sword? Could it have been daggers, claws, rocks, glass being shoved into them, bullets, arrows? You cannot tell from these injuries.
Can I get like an aerial view? See if I can find anything, uncover more.
Are you casting
What?
fly?
I was gonna use the carpet.
Oh, okay. What are you looking for, Smith?
You said these are rooms like into a mountain type of deal?
Yeah, so basically you are, if you were to pull back out over the beach, you are basically looking at a series of small alcoves carved into a mountain. Let me try and pull up a picture. There's one that I kind of have in mind. Yeah, here. I'm gonna post this on. I'm gonna post this over in the P5 chat in Discord. This is kind of what you're looking at. Okay, there are recesses and like holes carved into the side of the mountain that you are able to walk up this cliffside and access. That's what these 6 rooms here are on this first platform.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they're all, yeah, here's a good image for like kind of what the inside of them would look like. A little better than what, this map is going to portray.
So an aerial view isn't particularly helpful.
Yeah, an aerial view is going to get you, like you could go up to the next level, which is where me and you are heading up to.
Sure.
So we can definitely say that you head up to second level, which I will put you over there. Actually, you'd have been over here. So does anybody else who's down on that lower level want to investigate anything specifically along the way? Do you want to check out anything in particular as you're looking, or do you just want to try and head up to the top as quickly as you can?
I'm gonna go slower, and maybe I can do some stealth or like just keep an eye out kind of thing. I really don't want to get attacked again.
Okay, I mean, just so you know, me and you have already like walked past this whole area.
Oh, okay, then I'll just run up to where they are.
Okay, so just kind of keeping up with them.
Yeah, and I'll just tell you release when I get there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I get Anime to just ask her if she thinks these look like weapons or claws?
Have her roll an investigation check. She has a -1 to intelligence.
And what? You'd think she'd learn the animals that I'm used to seeing.
It's very possible she has learned the animals you're used to seeing, but I mean, may not.
She did roll slightly better.
Even with a slightly higher roll than yours, I mean, it could have been from anything. She's, the puncture marks are kind of random and errant. and you're not really able to determine exactly what what each one is from.
Alright. Well, I guess we need to stick together.
Okay.
Ooh. For now.
All right.
What is Septis doing?
Yeah, I'm heading up.
Okay. Heading up to the top. All right. So at this point, me and you, two of you would have had enough time. So as you reach a place that you have visited once, a few times, you reach the mess hall, the kitchen, the doorway into this rock. In the rock opens into a large dining room with a long table in it and two benches running the length of this table and a single chair sitting at the head with a small hallway connecting to a what would have been at one time a small tidy kitchen. Now you can see pots and pans are strewn about. There is blood covering the floor. Folks have found their end in here, and there is nothing but chaos in this room.
Am I like noticing? Is it just essentially bloody wounds of like stab wounds, everything else? Like there's no true sign of what actually killed them besides just a battle?
Roll me investigation.
Maybe you can investigate better.
I only have a +1. I can't investigate better. I got a 16.
It's a lot better than I got.
So it's, from what you can see, the holes that are in them, the pierce wounds that are in these folks that have found their end, they don't seem to be very precise. There are some that have hit areas where it seems almost as if it was like they were shot with a blunderbuss. Parts of the body where it doesn't really make sense to damage. But it doesn't seem as if they were shot by a weapon of that caliber. Something else that kind of skewered through them in a burst pattern, if you will. As you look at them, though,
with me.
What'd you say?
So I'm going to check it out with me as well.
All right, go ahead and roll investigation.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. I'm going to say that you notice this aspect mostly because you have seen the after effects of such damage. All these wounds seem to have a distinguishing factor about them, and that is that they are singed. It appears as if whatever has caused this, there was almost a cauterization of it going into them. That the blood that has spilled from them was from the wounds opening, but it seems as if whatever has done this to them almost like singed and cauterized some of their skin. And I'm going to say that to you is reminiscent of the after effects of the lightning bolt spell.
Gotcha. I'll relay that to me.
Okay.
So the possible hunch is correct.
It just shows up in the middle of them investigating. Just like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
really.
as the group catches up, me will relay the information to them going, you confirm that it is the lightning bolt spell, so he 100% believes it's the blue lightning dragon cult, whatever the hell you want to call him. All he knows is he's going to slaughter every single one of them. Now, if you excuse me, I got to add to my notes here of enemies. There's the black dragon cult for slaughtering my crew, and now the blue dragon cult for destroying Tortuga.
Tortuga.
Beautiful. You know what? That is the nickname of Storebrook Isle because it's like a turtle. It's its own kind of like enclosed shelter.
Has it been long enough to where Parts of the Caribbean is public domain?
No.
Or are we about to get sued out the ass by Disney?
Totally sued. I ran a one. No, I didn't even run a run shot. I literally ran a character back in our old campaign with a character completely based on him.
Isn't Tortuga real though? Like, isn't just they added it?
I mean, I guarantee you there is an island named Turtle
So
somewhere.
I mean, like, not turtle, Tortuga. I thought it was.
Well, yeah.
I mean, not the expansion.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
but
yes,
like
I'm
saying Tortuga is acceptable. Not
Yes,
Tortuga.
Why
means
are we yelling?
turtle. Tortuga means turtle.
we're not yelling.
What?
Oh, it
That's
just
the
sounds
thing.
like
Tortuga
everybody's
means
yelling.
turtle.
No.
All right,
it's
everybody,
a real
calm
place.
down.
It's off of the northern coast
Calm
of Haiti.
down.
It
No.
the island of Tortuga stands off the northern coast of Haiti.
Yep.
We-
And it
I
also
thought-
means turtle.
It means turtle, yeah. So I mean, like, I'm sure you go out into anywhere, you're gonna find any island named after a turtle. So they're all technically Tortuga in a way.
it's
I mean,
not
come on.
Tortuga
We
or
have
property.
Tortuga Creek right here in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Tortuga. Yes, that's exactly what it's called. This
I'm
building
gonna
in the
call it
corner.
that from here on out.
Building in the corner.
Anything.
Beamer's just
Oh.
gonna show up right in the middle
that
of
one.
me and you, like behind them, put her hands around their shoulder. What are you guys looking at?
Sorry, I did kind of skim by that one. That one is that one's just a small winch house. It's like a freestanding building about halfway up the path. That there is a winch in there that has a rope that leads down that they use to bring supplies up from ships.
But no bodies that we.
No. I would say if anybody had opened up that door, there is nothing in there. It is merely a place that is used to bring supplies up.
So we continuing. Assume this path keeps going.
It does.
Or are we investigating any further? Are we trying to find a source?
Well,
Or do we just march through here?
continuing.
Well, I mean, we know it's a lightning bolt spell, so we're now just trying to find the fuckers that did it.
And continuing further up, you see there one of the only actual stable wooden doors that is on this location. Like literally of all the doorways carved into this cliff face, this is the only one that actually has a wooden door, which has been ripped off the hinges. And as you peer in, you can see this is the library. A open and spacious library. Bookshelves line every wall within this room. There are 3 standing shelves on the western half of the room as you peer in and take a look. And on the eastern half, there's a table with some benches and writing implements, book stands, and some lamps. And you can see that there are bodies again strewn about in here. And as you walk in, I'm going to say that you would probably be the first one to go in because you were kind of the one heading up the group going up here. As you walk in, you can see that there is one of these glass shielded lamps that has fallen and broken to the ground right in front of this table, and you can see that the oil that was contained in it is still slowly creeping outward, giving you the indication this might have been the glass you heard that broke.
Well, I'm gonna. I guess I'd invest or look around to make sure that the person that possibly broke it is gone, or if it just like fell on its own from disrepair and all the stuff. Because me's assumption is if it fell, there had to be some reason that it fell, not just because it decided to let go now of all times.
Okay. Is anybody helping him do that, entering into the library and searching around?
Definitely.
I'll help you.
Okay. Move all you guys.
I'll be that jumps in front of everyone, pushes my way. No, I said I'm going.
Get out of my way!
Everybody's
another
willing to
person
help
in there,
me, but
redhead,
not so
just
much
like
to
me.
help
Move
you.
All right.
You's gonna tell Aluna to take every book and put it in her magic bag of holding stuff.
Every book.
Every book.
Especially the talking
Don't
books.
fit that many.
I will let
Especially the
Iluna be the
talking
one to
ones.
say that it would not fit that many.
I would love to take all the books, but
What kind of books are? What kind of library is this? Just a general or?
So the thing is,
Would that be a history check from me and you?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So me and you, go ahead and roll a history check.
I got a 9. Me doesn't read.
Oh, sorry, I rolled 2.
No, it's fine. We can
20,
say that, you know, a quick
22.
glance for Albina. 22.
I can't read.
Okay. So the thing that you notice in here is you has this information. This cloister, it holds books and scrolls covering a wide variety of topics, but with a heavy focus on theology and history. And I'm going to say that you kind of recognize that, Albina, as you glance around the room. You can see that there are books on a variety of different gods, different pantheons, world histories, histories of like cities, histories of various islands and continents, different kingdoms. There is a huge slew of information here.
Are there any books pertaining to Tempest, an area? Albina wants to look for some
Tempest and who?
investigation.
And
in regards to Tempest, I don't know if they had a section.
Sure, go ahead and
or anything, a book.
Sure, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. And I want everyone else to roll me perception.
I wanted to look for books about
everyone or everyone else?
Everyone.
About the island that or the Temple of Restoration. If there's
I want to use my inspiration and reroll that. I don't like that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for investigation for that instead of perception then, Luna. If you are looking for something specific.
I got a 20 with it.
So 20, okay.
All right. Hopefully my inspiration does something better.
I'm rolling really poorly. I'm just gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
I really
quit.
want to find something.
Iluna and Albina give up. They just hang their heads low and walk out the door.
We apparently can't read it right now. I just forgot how. Man, I just clicked it and now
I feel the injury on my chest start bleeding again as I'm looking for books about Tempest. Fall to the ground. I can't find anything.
I got a 12, which is way better than the 3, but it doesn't seem too high.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to find a book to give to you. Not that he necessarily needs to know everything about Tempest, but
no, he's also looking for that book as well.
She's wanting to, yeah.
And then he's looking for valuable books to sell.
Mm.
Things that'll benefit him the most.
True.
Something that'll let him learn new skills as well.
All right.
Chicken noodle soup, K-cup.
A whole shelf of books falls off as Albina's looking.
Mm-hmm. Just an entire wall. Just comes.
Some trapdoor opens and they fall down in.
Crumbling down.
Insert Scooby-Doo music here.
Yeah. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. So, as you are searching around, I don't see. Oh, what would you say you got? You said you got a 22, or you got a soft 20? What'd you say, Aaron?
Right to remember.
If
I think it was a
recall,
soft 20.
Okay,
he
that's what I
got a
thought.
22 on the history check, soft 20 on the perception.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Okay. So you look around, you have this kind of, focus, as you remember this place being very much about theology. You look through it and quickly are able to find a book detailing some information about the god Tempest. One of the, if not one of the greatest gods in the war domain, the Lord of Battles, the Foe Hammer. So you do have a book that kind of gives a bit of a storied history on the lore and tenets and dogma of Tempest.
I'll tell Albina that I have it.
Okay.
You have what? You found a book?
Yeah, I found a book of your new dude that scarred you.
Oh, that's what I was looking for, but all I found were these maps.
Yeah, Albina, you really did not find much as you are looking around for this. There's, you were kind of like looking in the section that had the, books on like storied histories of battles and stuff like that, and you saw a lot of different names that kind of popped into there. Coralon, Tyr, Torm, Surtur, Lulf, Odin, Valkyr. A bunch of different books that come up. Any god that has kind of been associated with the war pantheon. But it wasn't until you found the one that was more specifically on Tempest that you see the, that flaming shield symbol that you're kind of used to from your past.
All right. Did you want me to hold on to this, or were you interested in looking at this?
Let me do a little bit of reading with it, and then once I'm done, I'll hand it over to you.
Sure.
As for Iluna, you look around, you're trying to find something about the Temple of Restoration, and unfortunately you're not really able to find much as you look through here for like temples, restoration, even looking under the name Dunin for the god of balance in oceans, the heavens and tides. But you do eventually come across a book on the god Valkyr, who was a god of sailors and ships, as well as favorable winds and naval combat. So you kind of, while you and Albino were kind of like, you eventually cross paths at one point as you glance through the war domain section, and see one about Valkyr, who I'm going to say you probably have heard of as one of the gods of the ocean, the captain of the waves, as he's known. if you wanted to check that book out.
Like for navigation?
For that, I mean, you can, again, it's, yeah, this is a name that is familiar to you as a god of the oceans, which you were briefly told the Temple of Restoration was devoted to the god Dunin, another god of oceans. So,
Well, this one might be useful. I'll probably show me and you in a minute.
okay.
Would you have said that would include this desk?
What?
The desk, if there's anything on there. The like, where the two dead bodies are hanging out.
Oh,
Table
I mean,
or anything.
I mean, that mostly just has some writing instruments, book stands, the little lamps. There's nothing really on there that specifically talks about anything that went on the day that stuff had kind of gone down.
Okay. So what was a perception check supposed to be for? I thought you made one.
No, that is what I'm getting at. For anybody that wasn't looking for something specific, that is what I was getting at now.
Whoa. Okay. He was looking for something specific.
Yeah, that's why I had him do an investigation check.
I thought he said he wrote a perception one. That's all.
Nope. Yeah, he was looking for a book about Tempest. So was Hannah. You were looking for one about the Temple of Restoration. Everybody else was checking out the room more in general.
Just a bit out of game also, he said Tempest, but he also said
I know what he said.
I found this about okay. I
know what he said. It's fine.
Found what he wanted, I guess.
I know what Aaron is getting at, so it's fine.
Okay. Well, it helps for notes in the future if it's clarified.
So Smith, me, and Cephas, as the three of you more scour this room, just trying to take in as much as you can. Smith, I'm gonna say that as you and Cephas are looking around, you guys eventually get back to a section of the books in the one back corner, and you notice that there are a number of books missing out of this one corner.
Can I make an assumption based on the books around it what might be missing?
Yes. Go ahead and do me an investigation check.
I do one too.
Absolutely.
Are they kind of standing there quizzically staring at the books? 1 second, I'm trying to... What is it, investigation?
Yes. All right. So you two start looking over this, trying to figure out, what these books were. And a few different things start to connect for you, Smith, as you realize the books that were here, you actually realize may have helped you with something personal as it comes to that, as you have that connection, that realization. The books that are gone are all the books that relate to planar travel.
Huh.
Oh no.
And while you have this revelation... Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying that's it. They're all regarding planar travel. That's missing from my assumption.
Yes. So based on the books around of like the different planes, there are books about like the planes of chaos, the Feywild, the Shadowfell. There's even one book that's kind of obscure about the dreamscape. All these books about different planes of existence that exist beyond the material veil. The one section of books that you realize don't exist, because you see there are books about landscapes, about flora and fauna, about different cultures, and the section that is gone is about accessibility and travel to said planes.
Is there anything regarding the fire, plane of fire?
There is a book. There is a book about the plane of fire. It's
I'll take that just for.
Okay. Yeah. There's
anything,
a book
information that stands out with that, just in general.
That stands out in there. As you kind of open it to like start thumbing through some of the pages, the very first page that you see has a warning on it, and that is that it says to those with aspirations of the plane of fire, remember, and then in big bold font it says it's hot. But flicker, like I said, thumbing through it, you do see that this book has a very basic general understanding of its history, some of the realms that exist within it, as well as some explanations about inhabitants there, such as the Aesir, which are kind of like fire-based dwarves, these like elemental dwarven creatures, also the Ifrits, salamander, magmen, fire snakes, and then a little bit further back in there it gives some information about locations that have that exist within the plane of fire, such as the city of Brass.
All right. I'll hold on to the book and study it later a little bit, maybe.
Okay.
And after everyone else has had a chance to look, Albina did want to ask you if he can take a look at her Morning Star and see if there's anything wrong with it. And she's just going to comment to him, like, she don't know what happened to her while she was fighting, but she briefly remembers going crazy.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second because I have to address what me finds first.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally skipped over him.
No, it's fine. Me, as you are looking around, something doesn't really seem right. And that is mostly that while your allies are kind of like, you know, looking around the shelves and everything, you're more looking at the floor. And you see that as you are, you know, kind of looking around, where that glass has broken and the oil is starting to move across the floor, you see that it eventually hits something that kind of diverts its path, as if something is standing there that is invisible.
I hold my crossbow up.
Right here.
I hold my crossbow pointed directly towards the invisible object, and I just say, you either come out of the invisibility, because I can do the same trick, or I'm unloading all of my bolts directly into you.
You all hear this.
Yeah.
As me makes this threat. And a moment passes, and then you hear a voice that's familiar. And the image on here is not going to do this justice.
Familiar to me?
Yes. As you hear a female voice say, "Stay your weapon, me. I was not sure who had arrived, but I recognize your scent." And you see dropping out of an invisibility is, again, I know the image on there is not going to be greatest, but I'm going to post a picture here in the chat. This is who you recognize as Runara, a white-haired humanoid woman who appears to be, even though it's been a few years since you've been here, she doesn't appear to be a day older than the last time you've seen her.
Oh, shit! I owe her money! We gotta get out of here! Now, he stows the weapon, then he looks her up and down. She just goes, "What in the bloody nine hells happened here?"
You see, she kind of like breathes out a moment, and she says, "There was a storm. It was dreadful. They came on the back of dark clouds. This group of half-dragons. They ran amok across the cloister with their fanatics, and to the sky flow the colors of green wings, or sorry, of blue wings heralding their approach. I did what I could to try and fend them off, but we were no match. The shrieks, the sheer lightning, it was the only thing that made it that I survived. Of course they would choose this place.
Where did they run off to? And of course they chose here, the only place where no one is willing, or where everyone's at ease, because it's the neutral ground.
You see that she kind of pauses a moment. She says, that's not the reason they came here.
It's not?
Few know this secret, but at this point, if we don't do something, I fear this place will go the way of so many lost sanctuaries.
Wait, what secret do I know that I don't know?
It's not a secret that you do know.
Oh.
As she says, "Please, follow me," as she steps outside.
We all hear all this stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say.
Maybe we'll tell the group saying that she can be trusted. Just don't mention any open bar tabs and to follow her out.
Yeah, I was gonna try not to interrupt, but was gonna say what a harrowing experience, and ask her if she knows how many were here approximately. Not how many attacked, how many may have been killed.
Oh, that's a number. That's like altars.
Well, approximately.
Oh, 2-3 dozen at even the minorest of counts.
Seems a horrifyingly tragic event.
It was a nightmare. Unfortunately, I dared not to reveal to them the truth, as I felt it would be my downfall, that I would have found my death at their hands. And to everyone that has fallen, I am so sorry that I could not protect you. For as she says this, and she steps outside, I assume everybody goes out to follow her.
Yep, I'll stash my book
Yep.
for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember to ask me and you about this sea god.
I'll put my morning star away. Oh wait, to ask my question.
So you all step outside, and as you do, she says, "You see, this cloister, this sanctuary, it is not run by a mere mage, as most would assume." As you see that she dives off the cliff. And as she does, you see that her form changes as two large wings sprout from her back. And carrying her aloft, you no longer see her there. You now see a huge bronze dragon.
Spectacular. They're the friendly ones, right?
They are metallic, which means they are good.
Goodish. Mostly.
And as she kind of stretches her wings, she says, in what is now more of a booming voice, she says, "I have run this cloister for many an age, taking new forms as I needed. But this cult, this abomination that claim these powers, they are a blight to this world, and they seek the death and destruction of all that is good."
Well, sounds like we have a common enemy.
Yes, that is the case, it seems.
Me's getting a sudden flashback of when he didn't pay the bar tab and she threatened to turn into a dragon and eat him whole.
Yep.
And for some odd reason, you cheered for it to happen.
OneNote's not working, and I was trying to look something up.
Okay, what were you trying to look up?
Can I roll this?
Well, the name of the the dragon in human form that Iluna knows. And
Oh,
she
you mean-
calls her like Ellie or something.
Elia?
Elia. She was just curious if dragons know of each other.
I mean, you can ask her.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's racist.
Hey, you look like a dragon. Do you know this other dragon I know?
Well,
Wow, that's specious
also
there.
because Elia reached out to her contacts, and I don't know what contacts mean about things. She a lot of the information I think we have is because a dragon told us.
So what do you ask her?
I'm not sure how well dragons know each other, but would you happen to know Elia? She's a metallic dragon like you. The last we spoke with her was probably Neverwinter. Probably Neverwinter.
She says, "I'm unfamiliar with this name. Do you know her draconic name?" as I assume Elia would be her humanoid name.
I don't know if she told us. But I know it. I just don't know if we were told, if she told us.
Roll a history check.
I'm not sure how much metagaming I'm doing there. Why am I rolling so poorly?
You cannot recall that information.
Inspiration.
Smith, Seftis, do you remember Elia's name? Albina. We all met her. She talked mostly with Sash, but we all met her.
I can roll. What was it? I was rolling a history check.
History check.
I had rolled a history check for something else, but mainly because my rolls take forever. So I was trying to be preemptive.
It's been a relatively short time ago, but a lot has happened since then.
So you think back to that encounter that you had, and it takes you a minute, but Smith, you do remember this. That is that her name, shit, where was it? I lost it there. There it is. Her draconic name was Oteri Lyak Karnos. I'm gonna post it there in the chat.
Go on.
No.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Say that.
I'll relay that information.
Okay.
Good fucking memory, Smith.
Good job. That sounds right.
As you say this name, you see that Runara, this look of familiarity comes to mind, and she says, "Yes, then, I am familiar with your ally. She is a silverworm. She, along with myself, both are devout followers of the Platinum Father, Bahamut."
May looks up at her and says,
name,
"Bless you."
I don't know much of the history or lore. It is more ancient than my own ancestors.
The time of the dragons extends back further than the existence of the gods your ancestors were bled from to create themselves. Dragons and primordials were the first incarnations, and it was from the great Father Ao that all was created. Bahamut and his eternal rival sister Tiamat. And you can hear when she says that there's a bit of a sting to her voice as she utters the name Tiamat.
Tiamat. But we've been chasing these cultists for more than a month. It seems like an eternity. At least a few years.
The forces of Tiamat have been going for ages. But recently they have had an uprising. And I feel that they are closer than ever to a realization. you see she kind of pauses a moment and then looks down. She says, "The cloister was targeted because of me. As a bronze dragon, I too can harness the power of lightning. It is the only reason I survived, as I watched the cloister fall, as I would have been destroyed had I revealed my true form." As for where they are, as I came into hiding and their half-dragon cultists came through with violence and vitriol, they said they were going to the observatory on the far side of the island. I cannot
That
tell
sounds
you.
like where we should go.
I cannot tell you what their plans are and why they would go there, but that is what they claim.
And we were seeking knowledge of passage to the Temple of Restoration. It seems they have slightly different plans.
You are seeking the Temple of Restoration?
That was our goal in coming here, to find more specific direction. We know it's near here.
It is. I am familiar with the location. I have been there a number of times.
It's been a harrowing journey so far.
What was that, Aaron?
You was going to ask if she'd be willing to guide us there once we deal with what is happening here.
If you are able to rid this island of the cult, and you are able to aid me in their destruction, then I will absolutely guide you to the temple.
Sounds like a deal. And also, are you still laying eggs?
Luna would just glare at him like that's not something you ask of
Me
a humanoid, let alone a dragon.
Me smacks him in the back of the head,
Are
and
you
he just
still
looks
fertile?
He just looks up at her, and he goes, "Oh, you've dealt with him before. You know how he gets."
Yes. And the answer to that is no.
Could you destroy an egg?
It depends on... It depends on what kind of egg you are asking about.
But black dragon. We've been told lightning could possibly destroy it with someone doing very thorough research on our behalf.
A high enough voltage of electricity is able to render a black egg unviable. That is true. Do you have one?
Yes. Luna feels like she'd be able to see right through a lie, so...
I mean, if you want to roll insight.
No.
Oh, do you want you to roll insight for you?
What? She said yes. Iluna's just assuming a dragon's not gonna will perceive a lie, so why lie? We want an ally.
But yeah, so she says yes to the fact that a high enough voltage of electricity could destroy a black egg.
And she asked if I had one, and I said yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, if that's all you needed, you could have just asked you. He can do lightning.
Not that kind of lightning, I don't think. It's been like a long time when we learned this game.
Well, you
We
should
learned
know you knows lightning because he hit you with it at one point.
What does Albina know, if anything, about this dragon? That's what I rolled my history check originally.
About this dragon?
Or Elia.
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to see what I knew as I saw her transform into it.
Oh, about
if
this
I knew
dragon.
anything at all, or
about this dragon, you do not know anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, especially with a 1. I mean, no, that was a 16. Yeah, I'm gonna say the most that you can get from just your own mindset is that she is a bronze dragon, and that is commonly associated with metallic dragons, good dragons, but they are able to exude a lightning blast. They're able to concentrate powers of lightning.
Okay.
Me's gonna look up at her and be like,
I kind of feel like
well,
super majestic, and I'd want to like touch her.
She's like floating.
But I don't think
She's
gonna let
floating
me
above
come over.
the open space. She's flapping her
Luna's
wings.
barely able to talk to her because dragons are just, and this one's not trying to kill us, so she's trying to be respectful.
not.
But it's
She's a
hard
good
to
friend
do
with
because
me.
They're very ancient.
Me looks up at her and says, well, do you want to turn back to your more human form so we can sneak up on the cultists?
You see that she does go to ascend back down and turn back into her normal form. And she says, unfortunately, I am...
As me is saying this, he wants to make sure that he is standing essentially upwind from her, so that whenever the sea breeze blows, she only smells him and not the sea breeze.
Gotcha.
Because he feels like in this form she has a heightened sense of smell and just wants to mess with her.
So she kind of pauses and says, she says, I will be able to join you, but I must rest for the moment.
Could always fly into the smuggler's den, probably the safest spot.
Out of game, she didn't tell us her dragon name yet, did she?
She did not know.
Iluna would say respectfully, I understand if you won't let us know, but when we meet up with Elia, I would like to let her know we met you and to give her your formal name. I understand if you want to keep that to yourself.
If I am to join you in the upcoming fight against the cult, my name may be lost to the ages. A name I have not told to many in some time. My true name, and I'll put it in the chat, Kimaloxagus.
Bless you.
God damn it.
I'm Iluna,
Okay.
by the way. I'm sorry there weren't any introductions earlier. do you? I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself if you want. But we
Obviously, me and you need no introductions.
Yeah, she knows who we are.
we're from Phandalin, and the people call us the Phandalin Five.
She like very quickly counts among you. She says, well, they must not be learned folk.
They must not be. There's a very obscure story. I remember once when there was 5, I think.
Yes, well, storied histories are what we used to hold dear here. But
technically, there's 5 of them plus 2 pirates that are tagging along.
2 pirates for the extra.
I'm gonna come over and I'll introduce myself. My name's Albina, and do you need any healing, or are you unwell in any regards?
I have been losing energy, as it was from the vibrancy of the island that I gained my powers. And I fear that with the death around me, I am starting to wane in my energy.
Is there something we can do to help with that? Aside the main objective of the cultists?
Ridding the cultists would assuredly help, but it is the death that scorches this place that is the issue. Unfortunately, I do not have such powers to remedy that.
I feel like the best we could offer is laying them peacefully to rest.
You already said he was going to do that to everybody once we got all this situated.
Me will look up at her and be like, listen, Runara, just go rest in the smuggler's den. I'm sure you know where it's at. Everybody here knows where the hell it's at. And we'll go.
The Sea Grove Caves. They are inaccessible to us.
He raises an eyebrow. What do you mean?
A quake shuttered the island some time ago. Something has caused the Myconid from the depths down in the deep caves under the island to surface into that den. They have taken over. We, at one time, grew a small alliance with them, offered them materials, and they offered their fungal remedies, but something recently, another quake, has caused them to distrust us and to turn against us, become hostile. We simply have left them, and they have mostly left us.
Well, that'll be the next situation to deal with. He looks over at Albina and be like, hey, do your weird psychic message thing and tell Emberlost that he might be getting, he looks at Runara, looks up and down, he goes, about 500 pounds heavier.
I was going to suggest similar.
Is she gonna be that much in her current form? Still
He doesn't know.
I'll just look over at her and just kind of
Me just knows that you should always guess a woman's weight. You should always guess the woman's weight and age. That's how he's gotten through life.
Yeah,
always overestimate too.
That's right. You see that she kind of gets this smile on her face, and she says, "Well, unless your ship is able to hold the weight of, well, 110 crew, then I would prefer that I not sink it, and I will use my human form."
Can I ask her about the books that are missing? If she knows anything about them?
Yes.
So real quick, I will just do the sending. I'll just kind of be like repeating verbatim. I'll be like, "Can you say that again? Exactly what you wanted me to." So I'll just
me also would tell her to let Emberloss notify the people that are on the ship, so when they see a giant dragon coming by, they don't freak
shoot
out.
it with a ballista, because the Zelene said she would shoot a ballista if there was danger. Don't forget Zelene.
Yes, don't shoot the dragon.
Okay, thank you. I was actually wondering if that was going to be a matter.
It would have been.
Well, I was assuming
some
she'd come in
point.
human form and then transform, but yeah.
Well, she'd have to if she flew.
Yeah.
Over. I presumed.
Smith, she looks at you and she says, "Yes, I noticed the same as you. The books that they took they were the books that were related to the various means to travel to and from the various planes of existence, the different details of planar gates and the locations where the veil is weakest across the lands, and the myriad of ways to create crafts that can seek through these locations. For that reason, I am dumbfounded for why they would need them, but it does not bode well if they are trying to move between planes of existence."
I don't suppose I have any ideas. Like our chrono check or anything?
Sure, good. I'm gonna
plane
say
of death.
What?
If there was a plane of death type book.
Yes. What about that? What are you asking?
Well, so like if there was a book to get souls back from the death to bring them back to life.
Oh, no, not anything like that. No. Wait, are you asking me if there is a book like that?
Yeah, if there would have been a book like that in that library, yeah.
Okay, that I would need a separate investigation check for you to go back in there and look, because you just said a book about something, and I had no clue what you were referring to.
Yeah, no, I guess like when you guys were talking about like the book of like Fiery Plains, he would have been like, oh, you know, is there a book of like the book of like where people would go to die?
That's
like that's how his brain would have worked.
I mean,
that's how his brain would have worked.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the ethereal plane. So there are books in there about the ethereal plane, but I mean, to that degree, there's, you know, also the numerous, like, where a soul goes to die is also dependent on a lot of that individual's theology. So somebody that say worshipped a solar might go to Celestia, but somebody that was worshipping Asmodeus might be going to the Nine Hells. So but like you pass on to the ethereal plane. That's where like ghosts are. That's where the afterlife is, kind of, quote unquote.
I think that's where Maggie is.
Possibly.
Possibly.
So you want me to roll another investigation
If you
check?
want to go back in there and try and find, I mean, if you want to go back in there and try and find books on the ethereal plane, sure.
Yeah. As long as this chat is going longer than what we expect, then
Okay,
he's
that's
going
fine.
to go back in and do that. You said history?
Investigation.
Investigation.
So Smith, based off of what you know about the planes of existence, the different things that you have studied over the years, if this cult to the Blue Dragon is attempting to gain information on traveling to other planes, you think to yourself they might be trying to access pure forms of the elements associated with their particular subsect of the cult. And this kind of gives you an insight of, because when you guys went and fought against Vic and against Cryovane, there really wasn't anything going on there regarding that, but one of the things that stood out there was that Vic had the mask. He had the mask of the white worm. Or sorry, the mask of the white worm speaker. But you know that the cult of Tiamat, there are 5 dragons that form up Tiamat's body. She has 5 heads: white, red, blue, green, and black, with red being fire, blue being lightning, black being acid, and green being poison. So it might be that they are trying to access these planes of existence for some kind of power source, much akin to your old mentor Elazer, who was trying to access the plane of fire as a more pure source of fire.
I'll I guess share my insights with them, I guess.
Okay.
With everybody.
Oh.
I don't really know what that implies. I mean, I guess they're just looking for a stronger, like maybe a better weapon, I guess. Or they're looking for what? Can you describe it again? A pure form.
So the elemental planes are locations where you can find pure essence of elemental chaos. So held within the plane of fire are physical manifestations of pure elemental fire. It is a thing that you can physically hold that can overcharge something with that particular element. So like, for example, the quasi-elemental plane of lightning, and this is going to be what Runara says. As Runara says, then they seek the quasi-elemental plane of lightning, the plane of storms. This is not good. It is if they are trying to do that, they are going to try and you kind of see her eyes go wide, and she says, the 5 great worms.
Oh. So Smith mentioned a lot of this plane stuff just now, like Elia, or that's not Elia. This
Runara.
dragon whose first name I forgot.
Runara.
And we're all still kind of here forging
Yep.
a plan and getting information.
You are
So
all around.
Iluna would say, so plane, travel again, like Galileo and Salivar and his mission with the what they call themselves, Chimera. He wanted them.
Oh, the Chimera crew?
And he wanted their information because they were, I don't even know, twisting animals together or something. But what might be most effective against these blue dragon cultists? She would ask Romero.
Well, the best thing against them would be sorry, I gotta find that note. I have it plotted around somewhere in my stuff. Damn it, I can't find it. Not that. No. Nope, not that. She says the elemental poison is strongest against lightning.
Poison. So who has some poison spells? Do you have an approximation of how many there were? I know that time must have happened really fast, but
There was at least 24 of them.
anyone else have any questions or thoughts about these? How far away is this I forget where she said to go. I was gonna say lighthouse, but that's yeah, okay.
The observatory is about 5 miles northwest of here. I'm gonna share a picture here in the chat with that location added on.
Oh my.
Bobby is gonna say, do we want to go back to the ship and try to get a little closer?
That might be the better option.
And then we can
But
introduce Kim. Is it okay if I call you Kim?
You may refer to me as Runara.
Runara.
But we might put the ship in danger if we're too close to whatever the cultists are trying to create.
Well, I was just thinking, we're down at the bottom, right? I was thinking if we go down
partway
over like 3 miles, 4 miles even, just to keep get us a little closer or up and around, we could be at the top.
I agree. We should try to get closer. Otherwise, what kind of terrain and or hazards are we trekking through to walk there?
The trek across the island is groved and forested. If you seek to journey across it, it is fast, but there possibly were creatures that called it their home I just do not know if they would still be here as the cult has marched their way across the island. I do not know what destruction lies ahead. If any,
They may think we're part of the cult.
This is true.
That way you can also get some rest on the boat.
We can always dock the ship further away and just trek halfway up.
Yeah.
Or we could trek down if we go up and around.
Huh?
What?
Are there little islands to the top?
Oh yeah, there is like a little trail of islands.
Just part the sea, and we'll start flying down water slide style.
I want to give you the heads up. Each one of those hexagons on that map is a half mile. Okay. So
that's why me's like, if we go at least to the Sea Grow Cave, if not a little north of it, we can trek the rest of the way. He knows how to get the Sea Grow Cave with ease.
Oh yeah. Well, originally that's what I was thinking, but I thought no one
suggesting
wanted to go past there for some reason.
I just didn't want to get too close.
Runar said you could not go into Seagrove Cave as there are hostile myconid in there.
We could probably go just northwest of it, where there's a little bit of a
peninsula
dip or something. Yeah, and hide the boat in there.
1, 2 hexes up from Seagrove Cave.
About a mile.
Because that's about a half a mile wide.
But we can dock in front of Seagrove Cave. We just can't go into it because the cave itself is the smuggler's den. We just can't go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to go past it if they're hostile, just because we have the people on the boat, so they're not like being ambushed or something if they see someone there. But we could also leave instructions with Emberlost, like to just pull away after dropping us off.
He does have the ability to row once a day.
But then I don't know if I'll be able to contact him afterwards. So yeah, I'm fine with whatever. If we go up a little bit past the cave where we can dock it.
Do you guys just so I can understand? Are you guys saying about docking it at that red dot?
That's what I was saying.
That's what I was around.
And then like heading onto land and then just trekking that mile across the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking it'd be good to hide the ship in that little dip there.
Or bay or whatever that's called.
That's when we find out the Super Blast is a 10-mile radius.
Like I said, I just want to know. I just want to make sure that we're on the same boat. I mean, I won't be on the boat.
We're on.
I mean, unless we want to send Emberlost down to Dragon's Rest after this. I mean, if we don't want to dock him there, that's fine. I just mean, like, he can drop us off there.
You guys are at Dragon's Rest.
And the boat's a little distant.
Would me ponders for a moment, and he goes, the other scenario is we just take the rowboats. And we just trek the rowboats up. It's quite the distance. It's not an actual ship. Then, as he's also standing there pondering, he's trying to remember if there is like faster ways across the island, or like through tunnels, or shit that smugglers may or may not have left.
We could possibly make them go a bit faster. 1, with Albina's control water, and 2, with the decanter of endless water. But I'd prefer to take Emberlost up closer.
Well, I can only do it's only 300 feet for the flow of water, so it's not really going to do much for 5 miles.
It centers on you, does it not? Or is it just 1 cube?
No, it's where I choose that cube, yeah.
I have a poisonous kit. Is there anything I can do with that to imbue weapons or anything? Or does that take a long time to like brew stuff?
I
have one of them too.
Maybe we'll look at them and be like, look, if we take the ship and something happens to the ship, we're all screwed. It says, I don't know what they're planning. From what she's talking about and so forth, it could be devastating. But if we take the ship, it'll definitely be faster. So if we don't take the ship, we're going to be trekking through.
I think
hostile
we
territory.
should go around, have Emberlost drop us off, and then we go in from the east toward the observation. I think they won't be expecting someone coming that direction.
Oh, you're saying
And
going
then we
like
can
the whole
up
way
and
around the island, up around that small chain, and coming in from the east?
Yeah, and then have him go up past the islands a little northeast of them.
But
so we can at least get on to like where we could be on the islands.
Does
worst
me
case
know
scenario.
anything about the small islands going up
I
and
was gonna
around
say,
them? Like, if
do
it's
we even know
treacherous.
these islands are there? How much of this map are our characters aware of?
I don't
It would
have
be
it.
mostly me and you
I
that would know.
don't have it. I don't have it put on there, but I will say that me and you know that that is where the location of the
That's where the name Stormwreck comes from.
it is, in fact, that is actually where the wreck of the Compass Rose, a ship, is located, said to be cursed.
Oh boy.
Me will relay this information to them as Alpina mentions that and goes, "Sure, what's another curse? I'm already half dead. Let's get the rest of you dead."
It's just
Grab
like,
up a curse.
all right, you're the captain.
Steve, I'm gonna say regarding the poisoner's kit, that would be, you would be able to use that to like identify or determine the effects of a poison, or I would even say to like help you create a poison based off of stuff that you have harvested. But to be able to apply a poison, you would actually need like basic poisons.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just know I had it in my inventory. I didn't really know. Never really used it. Not really sure what's involved with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Want to
Yes.
I couldn't remember if Iluna gained the ability to use it properly. Or
What?
she just has one. A poisoner's kit.
I mean, as far as I know, you do not. I mean, you have proficiency with a poisoner's kit.
Okay.
But again, that would rely on you like going out and hunting down materials to make a poison. All right, so what is the plan?
Abina just puts her head down and says, I guess you're right, me. We'll go your way. I'm just trying to be a better captain. Just looks the other way.
He points to the hat.
It's like, that's right. Captain's hat.
Instead of going directly into that little grove area, me wants to dock right before that ridge. Because he feels like the moment that he goes around, they would spot the ship and so forth. He wants to go essentially right, like the dots there, go down to the hexagon right below the little midget. So the ship's more hidden and they'll
That's a
dock
good
there and they
spot.
can walk around.
Yeah.
True.
Because it's still far enough away from Seagrove Cave that shouldn't have an issue.
Yeah.
Because Runara already said that they've been leaving them alone as long as they leave them alone. And
Okay, so just for reference, you are saying there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Oh, I was like, where? I forgot to check. Yeah,
All right. So the plan is, if I just to make sure, you guys are going to head off of the cliffside keeps, go back over to Emberlost, sail up around the Seagrove Cave, and then jump on, like head onto land and head over and tackle them there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone think it's a good idea that I redirect the ship's flow and just the water's flow and bring the ship to us? I don't know how far it is from us
I
at
feel like it's
Dragon's
a bit
Rest.
further out
It's
than
like,
the.
oh yeah, it would be out of your
ship is-
range to cast that spell.
Darn. Okay.
Yeah.
It
'Cause
was
that's
worth a shot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good idea.
It would be very helpful.
All right. So with that, we'll say that you guys head down off of here, make your way over to Emberlost, and you guys will sail up around that corner. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. Give me just 1 minute.
Body break, snack break.
I might as well take a break as well. I'll be right back. All right, sorry. Something to drink.
Don't worry, I don't think Lucas is back yet, and I'm too afraid to set foot in the murder scene that might be my bathroom because the wife was dyeing her hair.
What?
Dyeing her hair.
All I heard wife is dying. I was still put my
Hair.
headset back on.
I mean, there's that too, but
Yeah. Heard you're free on Sunday, Smith. The wedding was canceled.
Yeah.
That.
Bride and groom broke up.
You just found out about that too?
I don't know how I know about this particular couple, but it was on my Facebook feed. It must be real.
I only heard part of what you said.
I was just being silly anyhow.
Oh,
It was
okay.
on my
I was like,
Facebook
oh, wait, what?
feed, so it must be real.
Why do there have to be so many cute cats in this world, you know? I just want them all.
Okay. There's a pug.
All right, sorry about the wait.
You're
Roll
good.
stream.
You're good.
Have a great stream. Thanks, Roll stream.
Yay.
All right. Okay. So.
Go ahead and roll initiative.
We'll get there.
It's one way to start a fight, Mike.
It's Miss fucking chomping at the bit. Okay. So you guys head down the cliff sides and get back into your rowboats and head over to Emberlost. As you are ascending back
Have we
up,
checked out everything over here?
did you check out anything else?
Well, was that everything else that was explored along the top here?
We didn't do much exploring.
I mean, there is another location further off to the left if you wanted to head down there and see it.
I was thinking the
Lena's
same
just
thing,
gonna
but
make
I
sure
thought I
he-
was the only one, so I didn't say anything.
Albina's gonna make sure that we all have water
Yeah.
breathing. She's just gonna double check with you.
Pretty sure we have
I
water
can't
breathing
remember.
still. Yeah, he does it every morning.
It lasts for a whole day.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't know
Yeah.
about the spell really. She's just double checking.
Yeah, if the two of you are curious, if you and I, Luna, are curious about what's up there, Runara will tell you. As
There's no enemies up there, he doesn't care.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you like I said, you guys can walk up there.
That's a group.
As you get there, like I said, this is the statue. This is the statue depicting Tiamat, or sorry, not Tiamat, Jesus Christ, depicting Bahamut, the platinum dragon, surrounded by 7 birds, 7 depictions of birds. As Runara explains that this is the common depiction of Bahamut, either in his humanoid form or in his draconic form. But he is often depicted with his with these 7 birds that surround him, which were the 7 gold dragons that he would travel with. And that's the depiction that you see. Unfortunately, you can see with a familiar kind of stain and or dye that was used on the statue below. You see that the cult who is here has graffitied the symbol of the cult of Tiamat onto it. Kind of
be like, hey,
desecrating
release.
it.
But see if you can release me so I can clean up the statue.
Okay.
Are you yelling that? Because Albina didn't go with you guys wherever you're going.
Yeah, he'll yell at you to come over.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I was totally zoomed out. I couldn't even see where anyone was from the map. There we go. My map must have just uploaded. Yeah, release, do your thing.
So
okay.
He's going to clean up the statue.
All right. As you do that and you start to clean up, the object, with the passing minutes, as you do this, you see that, different parts of it start to fade away, and eventually you are left with just the statue. And you see Runara, she... Thank you for that. I feel a slight weight lifted off of my shoulders.
It's the least I can do. And then he'll go back to the other statue.
Is there anything else you can do? I'll yell that over to you.
Anything else I can do about what?
To help her feel better. You cleaned that up.
Well, was there another desecrated statue? Maybe I can clean that one as well.
Down below.
There was the first one that you passed, which was on the middle level.
On her way down.
Do you
you will clean that. You will clean that one as we leave as well.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say you get down there and clean that one up as well. Kind of right it so that it's standing up. See, she breathes another sigh of relief and... Thank you. I appreciate that you...
Are we taking time to deal with their bodies before or when we come back?
That's what I was wondering, if we should get them all together.
After we've dealt with the cultists.
Didn't you say once we have everything saved and figured out?
After.
Yeah.
So probably after.
Okay.
Yeah. If we have more pressing pressing things to do at this time. We can always come back as long as we're around this island.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So, you guys head down, you hop in your rowboats, and you start to sail across. As you do, you reach Emberloss, and you can see Zelene up on the top deck. She's kind of staring down over quizzically and helping those up onto the deck. When Runara goes up on the deck, Zelene looks at her and says, "Yeah, who is the mage?"
What, did Hannah not, or Albina not say we were coming with?
Well, I just said that we'd have someone joining us and not to shoot the dragon, so she's
Yes, yes. So,
I don't know what Emberloss told them.
So who is the mage?
The dragon.
She's not saying it as in like, who the fuck is this? Get off my boat. No. She's saying, so who is the mage now that she has seen her?
Me just goes, the dragon that we mentioned. You'll figure it out.
I was quite concerned. Tolbin was up here getting some air, and when you messaged me, I sent him down below. Where is you? This is the dragon? Does not look like any dragon I have seen.
They can transform, you know.
Suppressed it for now.
Don't yuck anybody's yum.
Our plans changed. We considered she might go on her own, but she traveled with us.
I see. Well, 'tis not my ship
She's
to
a bit
dictate.
weary.
But as long as we are moving on.
About that, we are, but we aren't. We're gonna move north of the island a little bit. We have to take care of something real fast. Something that's probably bad for the universe as a whole, or at least this planet, or at least this area. The blue cultists are running amok, and they're trying to do some weird bullshit. And he looks at Runara and goes, I was paying half attention when you explained everything. Something about the planar thing, something about bringing the plane of lightning here, something with Tiamat. Regardless, very bad. We gotta handle it.
Same uprising.
And actually, she knows a way to the temple, and in assisting her with this, we'll actually be able to get there a safer route, I imagine. She just needs to have some rest in the meantime.
I see. Well, hopefully this is quick. Tolbin is, I feel, starting to get worse.
Worse? In what way?
He is starting to be less respondent. I am just hoping that we can...
He's just come to terms with his sense of mortality.
I am just hoping we can get things moving quickly.
Me leans over to you, and he whispers this. I don't know if you want me to roll stealth or something for a whisper so nobody else hears it.
Sure. I mean, I'll say that you can whisper something.
Okay.
Not gonna make you roll.
He leans over to you, and he whispers, going, what is the after effects or the terms after you revive somebody that's been dead for way more than just roughly a couple minutes?
Illness? Sick?
Me's going...
But eventually to recover.
Me's like, no, not what I meant. He's suffering from a sense of his mortality, kind of like I did when you first brought me back. We're about to bring back a young girl, a child who has been dead for quite some time. What are the after effects of that?
Make an Arcana check there, Aaron.
Just a touch out of game. That was brought to light at least 2.
Do I have inspiration for anything?
I saw that you had an inspiration on your page. I don't know why you have it, but you have it marked.
Most of us, I think, ended with
You're my inspiration.
Right. I'm gonna use my inspiration and reroll that.
I'm gonna mark off your inspiration.
13.
Yeah, so this has already been kind of brought up, but I'm gonna say it's an undying warlock. You do know this probably more than most. So the ramifications of being brought back from death is that it kind of strains the mind. You know, when a body dies and you bring it back, there is
that why
this
he is crazy?
Somewhat, yeah. But you know, when you use this, it's an ordeal. So the creature that is brought back from death, that, you know, it's like at least no more than like a century, you know, like it is you are bringing it back from some other world, kind of rending its soul back into its body or into a vessel. It is going to have major, you know, mechanical penalties, but like kind of like a racked pain and distraught nature about itself, you know, for an amount of time.
So
I thought the gentle repose helped avoid that.
Gentle repose stops the body from decaying and stops any kind of necromantic spell from raising the body. So it's not decomposing. It can't become undead. But this does not change the fact that at this moment, Maggie's soul is currently in the ethereal plane, or in whatever ethereal expanse, you know, whatever domain her soul is in.
We technically have no idea what's wrong with her soul, because Carrion literally just looked at us and said, "Hey, I can't do anything. Good luck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beyond,
I don't know why I misunderstood that.
Yeah, it was beyond his control.
Because honestly, I don't know if Albina would have done that. Gentle repose, or even agreed to this.
Yeah, you
I don't want her to live.
You cast gentle repose on her. That was like the one way to stop her body from decaying or turning undead this whole time.
No, yeah, I just mean like bringing her back. I don't think Albina knows the ramifications.
I mean, look at me. He was brought back to life. He now borders on the brink of insanity and life and death.
Yeah, mechanically, mechanically, when you do something like so, revivify, you know, is obviously a spell that has a very short window of time, and there's really not a lot of complications that come from that. It might be a shock, there might be some, you know, mental rattling, but there's nothing mechanical. The next level up from that, though, is resurrection. So when you get up to that point, that is where it is like, you know, you can be dead for a number of years, up to a century, and when you're brought back, that's where like your whole body is, you know, I mean, not your whole body, but your whole soul is kind of being like rended from the plane that it was on, and the mechanical benefit, or the mechanical penalty, is you have a -4 to every check that you do. And it basically acts as the new system of exhaustion. You basically have level 4 exhaustion, where you have a -4 to everything, and you have to long rest, and then you're a -3 to everything. So it's kind of this like descending scale.
But
it'll get better with time.
Sorry, say that again, Stacey.
Okay, well.
Most of that was touched on when Maggie wasn't able to be revived with Vanadar. He kind of was like, we don't know where she's at, and she may not come back. Good luck.
That was the other aspect. Yeah, that was the other aspect that was brought up, but that was also something that was brought up from Marigold. Marigold brought up the aspect that the reason why her body or her soul may not have returned in the first place is that it might not be willing. As especially higher level resurrections, it is required that the soul be free and willing, those two words being the key aspects. Free to return and willing to return.
And I don't think
we don't know
Iluna
if she's even free or willing, right?
I don't think Iluna mentioned that to the group because
you
she
did
didn't
not
want
no,
to
you did not
mention it.
The part that we know
specifically.
The part that we know is when we asked Karen about it, he said he did not collect her soul and he has no idea where it's at, which, being who Karen is, it's like, well, that's a bit suspicious and odd.
Yes.
So something's going on with her soul.
Yes, Maggie's soul did not cross over on Karen's ship. Much like he had no record of Maggie's brother, much like he had no record of Elazer, Smith's mentor. So because that was the day where he, kind of looked over at me and was like, do they understand how I work? Do they understand how this works? If they're not dead, I don't know.
But what did Zelene say about Tobin? Well, I don't know, just before this whispering.
That he just kind of seems very distracted.
So he's not come back to his full self.
No, not yet.
Can Iluna visit with him for a second?
Yeah, while the ship is moving, you can go down there. All right.
And let him know what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, so you head down. You head down to the lower deck of Emberlost, and as you get down there, you see Tobin sitting there. You see Tobin sitting there on the one bench, or like the one hammock.
Does Zelene come with me?
Sure.
I feel like she'd be pretty protective of him. So he's not spoken anything yet?
He hasn't spoken to you, no.
No, she's asking Zelene.
No.
And you said he did walk around, though?
Well, he came up for a bit, but he did not talk, he did not speak. And he seems to be very, very kept in his own mind right now.
He's had severely traumatic experience.
Yes.
I want to say that he wasn't prepared for, but no one's prepared for this kind of thing.
Yes, Tobin is a gentle soul, and I am not sure if he realizes the dangers out there beyond his own tavern.
Yeah. At least you've given him his rat form, which allows him to be sturdier than typical.
Well, for that I am glad, but it is... I fear it is not enough to be able to transform and to be able to avoid detection or attack is one thing, but the mental fatigue on the matters at hand, I believe, is taking a toll on him. I hope that when we reach this temple, that he recovers with the sight of Maggie. I know that it pains him dearly.
Hopefully. But when she said Maggie, I guess Iluna was worried whether he's reacted to the name Maggie or not.
No, he still has like a 5,000 yard stare, or whatever that common phrase is. 1,000-yard stare.
Well, maybe it's 5,000 because it's died.
Because it's P5, of course.
P5, yeah. The P5,000-yard stare. It's the same thing that the Lenine Greymane had whenever you killed a commoner. She's just like, fuck.
How's Reggie doing?
He's wrapped up in one of the things. He's still just kind of there. You see that he has brought in with him inside of this rug of smothering, this hammock of smothering. He has brought in a small water skin as well as a couple things of food rations that he has found on the ship.
Well, as long as he's okay. Did the sedative did that seem to help Tobin rest?
It has kind of calmed him down and relaxed him, but that's mostly what you can determine from him. I mean, he hasn't slept since you gave it to him.
He hasn't slept.
No.
I thought that was the goal.
Well, it has calmed him down.
That helps. I kind of want to do a check, but I don't know what kind, so...
Well, instead of saying you want to do a check, just tell me what you want to do, and then I'll tell you if there's an appropriate check to be had. That's how D&D actually works. You tell me what you want to do, and I tell you if there's a check you need to make. Because it's episode 1, everyone.
See if there's anything. I don't know. The sedative didn't help, so or enough. Because her focus is medicine and not Arcana. So.
Do you want to see if? Do you want to see if your sedative was like strong enough to knock him out? Because you wanted a calming agent. You did not say you wanted like to make him go to sleep.
I feel
So
like
do
did, but that was the goal. If
So
I can
you-
help him sleep.
Okay, so you want to make something to help him sleep, not just something to calm his nerves.
Yes, but that's what I thought a sedative does. So that's what I.
No. A sedative is something that just calms you down. It's something that relaxes you. Like, I could take like a single melatonin, and that is going to calm me down. I can take 3 melatonin. That's gonna put me to sleep. Okay.
I prefer drinking the whole bottle.
Yeah, or like
No.
beer, like alcohol. That would be a sedative, which can eventually lead one to go to sleep. But if your intention was for you to give him something to put him to sleep, not just to calm his nerves, then that would be a different thing that you would have to put together. Because there are potions of sleep.
Okay. That's what I thought I said last time. That's what I thought I gave to Reginald. That's what I.
No, in my mind, you gave to Reginald something to help him relax and calm down and kind of manage what he's been dealing with.
We should have just gentle reposed him.
There you go.
That would be your forte. So.
Before he was brought back, I mean.
Oh. I don't think there was a chance for that. He was brought back before.
I'm just joking. Meanwhile, Albina's gonna show Renara where the smothering rugs are so she can take a nap.
Okay.
She's gonna say, this is mine, but you can use it.
She looks at it and she says, I see. They are animated. How interesting. Well, I thank you for your gracious offer.
Yeah, and sorry about the whole Kim thing. I was just trying to
No, it is
be a
quite
little
all right.
friendlier.
A dragon's name is something sacred to them. It is something that carries a power and is not something that is often given out lightly. That is why we assume humanoid names that can be spoken more freely.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Stacy, go ahead and make a medicine check to see if you can recall what you may need in addition to what you have to make the calming agent to. But you could make more of it. You make it more potent.
Oh, I would ask Hasov to help.
Okay. Then that is going to give you advantage.
Hey, Lucas.
Yo.
When Stacy's done dealing with him,
yes,
and you knows that she is no longer around, he wants to drink his potion of mind reading and just stand and stare at what's his name, who's not feeling well.
Oh, at Tolbin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, with that roll, so you open up the serialized journal of medicine, and it goes, "Greetings. How may I be of assistance to you today?"
Me just covers Yu's ears and just hides him off as far away from the book as possible.
Oh no!
You, let's go fishing. Let's look at this fish. Let's look at this fish on the very front of the ship, away from everything.
Yeah. I made a sedative like this, and I was hoping for something to help him sleep. He's had a very disturbing experience.
Yes. The ingredient you are looking for is known as Dream Lily. It can be used to create a potion or a pill that can put someone out without knocking them out.
Non-lethal damage knocks him out with the blunt end of the sword.
Dream lilies are often found in grasslands and coasts. They are white with a slight silvery 5-pointed star and an intoxicating smell. It can be soaked in warm water to create a psychoactive liquid that smells and tastes like your favorite beverage. Under the effects of a dream lily, you are poisoned for a spell. While poisoned in this way, you are immune to the effects of fear. And should you be killed in this respect, you may stave off death at least once. Mechanically, I'm going to put this over in the chat.
Iluna's going to need to make some extra ones of those.
And I will say, Iluna, with somebody who grew up more in the grasslands areas, moving about, Dream Lily is something that you are familiar with. You recognized it as he was describing it. They are fairly common. So yeah, they are, and I'll give you this. Roll me a history check. Or actually, just history check. I was say it's gonna be intelligence, but it's basically the same thing.
All the low rolls of all time.
Yeah, I mean, that's about the most that you can garner from it. Just the information that I gave you there.
Sure. After she shuts her book and just says thanks to Hasa and makes some notations or whatever, she just says we'll help Maggie as soon as we can. And I hope you're in there, Tolbin, and you can come back. And I don't know where Me's at, but when she
Up on the
finds him,
top deck with you, keeping him away from your book.
She just wants to ask him about this book she found at some point when he has time. It's not urgent.
What book?
The one of the god. I said I brought it with me.
Oh, Valkyr.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you
Also,
asking him
Albina
now?
wants.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Good.
Is Albina asking him now while you guys are sailing up the coast?
Yeah, I wanted to go over and ask him.
Sorry,
yeah.
Iluna.
About
Is
my
Iluna
Morningstar.
asking him now while he's sailing up the coast?
Sure, if he's not, there's busy with something else. Like I have this book.
I can say while Iluna pulls me aside, Albina can pull you aside to ask him to look at her Morningstar.
He's just kind of piloting the ship now, so like he's free game to talk to.
Okay.
Okay.
Is she asking about the book or asking about use past with books?
No. I found this in that library we were just at. A book about Valkyr, another sea god. I was gonna take time to read through it, but
Go ahead and roll a religion check, Aaron, and I'll give you advantage.
I was wondering if you've heard much about this god. Although that's the other flip side. She could just read it.
It's true.
Lucas.
What?
12?
No,
I think he said.
This was me.
You said Aaron. That's what confused me.
Jesus H. Christ! I'm sorry.
Because you said Albina, and I said I wanted to ask.
I got both of you. I got both of you being asked questions about books, and I just got mixed up.
Oh no, mine's not about a book.
Okay.
That's why I was confused. I'm like,
Yeah. Sorry. That, like I said, that got to me. I just got so confused there. All right. So, as you look at this book, you see the name across the front. It's a book that is about the general lore and understanding of one of the gods of the sea. He is the captain of the waves, known as the mighty Valkyr. He's the god of sailors and ships, as well as favorable winds and naval combat. And he has a fairly notable symbol, and that is of a storm cloud with 3 lightning bolts.
More lightning bolts.
He is not that known amongst those that dwell in inland of the world. He is mostly known to those upon islands and whatnot, but that he does share some similarities to the god Talos, who is the god of storms.
And the lightning bolt.
As they are both tempest domain gods.
Me will stand there, he ponders for a moment, and he goes, well, he's definitely, he might be working with Talos, which would be the blue cultists, but we're not 100% sure, as he's lesser known inland. Let's just keep sticking around with the god that you and I have. Let's not go praying to other gods that may do us harm. and then he looks down the deck towards Albina and he goes, whatever the hell's wrong with her and her God Patreon. I think they're having a couple's quarrel.
God, what? Why?
God's
She
Patreon.
did something really exciting.
Her
with the
God
zombies.
needs to raise some funds, so he set up a Patreon.
Yep. He knows the words pantheon, but he doesn't know that.
She did something exciting with those that's zombie. It was very intense.
Yeah. We'll figure that out as we go. As we get more information, I'll let you know as we talk to the man that owns our souls.
I don't know. I just
but he basically tells her about how he's mostly preyed upon by other shipwrights, but given the current situation with us basically going to fight people that worship Talos, it could very well be impeding on his domain.
Yeah, so basically, Valkyrite
war god.
Valkyrite doctrine taught that nothing made one more alive than struggling against the forces of nature, and that no feeling could surpass standing upon the deck of a ship, feeling it rock upon the waves of the sea, and spray of wind and water against one's face.
That's why Albina, all of her gods hate her. She's going with the Tempest and the war.
It was a philosophy of taking chances and pushing the boundaries of possibility, both for exhilaration, but for the betterment of of humankind. Followers of Valkyr and coastal populations amongst Faerun have viewed Valkyr as a rising power to stand against the gods of fury, notably being Talos, plus, Talos the Destroyer, Arl the Frost Maiden, Malar the Beast Lord, and Umberly the Bitch Queen.
Basically,
I'm
this
going
is
to say,
the god we want on our side.
I'm going to say that as you think about this more, as you kind of talk a little bit more about Valkyr, you kind of realize that maybe his dogmatic beliefs might be something you kind of want in this moment. That there might be something to his benefit.
I feel like Iluna would read some of the books, so some of the shoots, in between him talking and her reading. But the idea of standing on the ship, she would just remember that time when she was queasy and be like, I could have used some of that.
Me will be like, you'll get your sea legs and the blessing from him eventually. He'll yell down at you and be like, hey, when you're finished doing whatever, we gotta make a phone call and see if we can't get a little bit of godly backup and maybe through some connections.
And I just want to point out of game, the gods of fury are actually gods that have appeared in every single one of my campaigns. Talos obviously is in this. Arl, the Frost Maiden, obviously. You guys had a weapon that belonged to Malar. Because you had the
claws.
Yeah, I was
like a day ago.
So that belonged to Malar, the Beast Lord, and then Umberly the Bitch Queen, who's like a goddess of the sea and a chaotic god. She's a present force in my library campaign. So literally all three of my campaigns are played into the Gods of Fury.
How fantastic!
There you go.
I was waiting for you to say that I failed the religion check and to roll history to know if I ever pray to this god going out to sea.
Yeah, you definitely know them. I just don't feel like you is other than his own his own.
Other than me and you Karen, always go with Karen.
It kind of just sounds like a god war is about to happen. What's that face for?
We have at least we have the craziest god who has very much turned goblins into chili.
Oh God, that's right. Amen. Calling out to our boy. All right, so
Thank me for his
Albina,
insight. And
you were
Wanderer.
asking you about your mace. Your Morning Star.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, hey, briefly before I was knocked out, I felt something weird. Can you take a look at this for me? Do you know anything about this? Or can you identify a little more about it? I got this way back when Iluna could tell me when.
Aaron.
Can't remember.
Aaron, you dare?
Yeah,
With the reavers,
Oh,
that's what you remember.
release.
maybe.
Just waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at my spells just to make sure that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll cast identify as a ritual.
All
Gotta
right,
get some information on it.
Cool. So yeah, the 10 minutes go by. As soon as you're done, you definitely feel that it has some magic to it. That it is a little bit stronger. To what would register in your mind a slightly stronger, easier to attack with weapon that has some magical essence, but you don't gain any kind of effect or anything like that. Nothing based, nothing that would ascribe to what the feeling she felt was.
Gotcha. I'm assuming I had seen her ill will during the fight.
I would say because you were next to her, you were near her, and I would say that you definitely recognize that she, when she got hit, she definitely acted in a way that was different than what you had seen before. So,
Well, I'm going to tell her that I don't know if this will work, but I will give this a shot, and I will cast Remove Curse.
Are you sure you're not going to ruin my weapon?
Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen.
Let's hold off and maybe ask Smith to look at it too.
Because, I know if I do, de-spell magic, that would completely destroy it. But if I do remove Curse, if there was any negative effects, it would remove that and should still leave all of the positive effects for you. I have done this multiple times for my captain in the past.
And it's not going to hurt me after you do this since I already used this weapon?
It has not hurt my captain in the past when I performed it for him.
Sure. Here, give it a shot. She'll hand it to him.
okay. As you cast Remove Curse on this, Albina, you feel that your connection to it breaks. You feel as if your, that arcane attunement has broken, and you do not feel the same unrelenting desire to not be away from this Morning Star. Prior to this, you felt this unwillingness to part with the Morning Star, but you do not feel this any longer when he cast this spell.
Well, I feel a little bit lighter here. Yeah. I'll just put it back in my backpack and thank him.
I was saying,
So, did you get to look at that book yet? Anything?
A little bit, but not 100% yet.
Yeah. If you find anything in there showing a way to maybe mend my broken relationship, I don't know if you would call it that with Tempest, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Still don't know what's going on. I'm waking up every day. I'm covered in blood, and I'm not healing like I used to. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you want to spend some time reading that book?
I do.
Okay.
Albina's just sitting there, like, over his shoulder, reading with him.
Yeah, so the thing is, as the two of you kind of look through this book and read through it, like, are you looking for specific information, Aaron?
No, just like a general consumption of her god.
Her previous god.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the general ideologies of Tempest as the Lord of Battles, also known as the Foe Hammer, it was that, you know, he was a god of honorable combat, forbidding cowardice, and encouraging the use of force of arms to settle disputes. So he was a being of chaos, distributing his favor randomly. Such was the nature of war that he might side with one army one day and turn against them the next. He was not heartless, however, but exuberant, said only to live for excess, whether it be for love, food, drink, hunting, or his greatest passion of battle. He had a number of allies within the other pantheons, but the thing is that he was a god that only revered combat should it be honorable, and in much cases he actually went against other gods who sought to go to war with other gods. For example, there's a portion in this book that talks about how he actually stood up against fighting the gods of fury, also Helm and the Triad. The Triad being Tyr, Torm, and Ilmater. So there are moments where he does decide to go to war and does not, based on the necessitations of his own desires, but he has a lot of enemies. There is a lot of enemies in Tempest's collection. So let me rephrase this. There's a lot of people that don't like Tempest. There's a lot of gods that don't like Tempest because of his chaotic nature and also love for war. One of these being Sune, who is the goddess of love. But as for like anything major, his dogmatic tenets are be fearless, never turn away from battle, and obey the rules of war. So, and then, you know, there's some information in there about like his history, you know, how he was originally one of the many gods of war that emerged from the clashes between Saloon and Shar. So these gods fighting amongst themselves, with Tempest being one of the ones that arose out of it. So, yeah. Lots of information just about him being very chaotic in nature, loving battle, loving war, and, you know, one of his big areas of worship is in the realm of Warrior's Rest. So it is a extraplanar existence.
He's gonna tell Albina that he thinks that he's mad at her for not condoning more violence, and her trying to protect the group rather than focusing on killing. From the little bit that I've read.
You know what? He did say something that I would pay or I'd bleed for this, so that does make a little more sense that he's mad. Yeah.
Probably mad, and he's trying to take the blood that he is owed from your body.
Instead of, yeah. That makes a little more sense. Say anything about fixing that in there?
I think the only way to figure out how to fix it is to physically talk to him. Which I have a plan and an idea.
What if you cut my hand here? You think if we...
What do you want me to do? Saw your hand off with my staff?
Oh.
Yeah, you think Smith will allow that to happen? No thanks.
You're right, Smith saw me since I was a little one. He trained me.
Yeah, I've also promised to not do harm unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, what was that you did to that commoner? Hellish rebuke or something, right? I just punch him.
Hannah does damage to me, right, Lucas?
No.
I mean, she did an unarmed strike against you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Suddenly the minute ticks past.
60 points go back down to 0.
Oops, you ran out of
You yells out hellish rebuke. He's like, what? And notices nothing happens. He's like, oh,
yeah.
You're lucky the gauntlet saved you.
Oh yeah, because I hadn't said release for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, B, you've been talking all this time. You forgot?
All right, so Aaron, did you want to do that potion of mind reading?
Yeah, I'll go down and do that potion of mind reading.
Okay. So you drink this, gaining the effects of the detect thoughts spell. As you have this, you see Tolbin sitting there. Zaleen is sitting next to him now, and he's just kind of like staring off into space. And as you focus on him, you start to get the initial surface thoughts of him, where you can kind of hear these words coming to his mind of, Maggie, I'm not strong enough. I can't protect you. I can't protect those I love. And I can't protect myself. And it's like, it's that
he's going to off
repeating in his head.
You is going to give him a kind of carved little pirate symbol thing.
Okay.
That, he gave Skip.
Okay.
And give that to Tolbin and be like, hey, as long as you hold this, you will be under the protection of our group. Our group is growing more and more as the days come.
Do me a favor, roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, buddy. One of the ones I was waiting for you to have me roll.
No, he's lying through his teeth. Make him roll deception.
18.
So, you say this. He looks down at this and kind of, for the first time, like breaking that, that stare, and he looks up at you and says, well, if you're protecting me, who's gonna protect my family if I can't?
Does me
will
overhear
make sure-
this at all? Sorry.
I'm gonna say, you were still upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine this is close to around the same time where Iluna was talking.
Oh, this is definitely after Iluna was talking. But
Yeah,
he's gonna be like,
because Aaron said that he wanted to wait until everybody was gone.
yeah.
Oh no, I meant talking with me, like
Oh yeah.
during or just after, but
yeah, like I said, Aaron, he kind of looks at you. You can see tears welling up in his eyes as you're getting the sense that him dying and then being brought back, he's kind of like put this in his mind that he's not strong enough to protect his family if he could die so easily to just a few crabs.
He will make sure that he has the protection that he needs for him and his family. So he is going to take out his name in his book and replace it with his own.
You see that as you are starting to write, or as you're taking out your name, and like you like turn the book to him, right?
Yeah,
because
have him sign. They have to sign their name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it has to be willing. I believe a willing creature has to sign their name.
Yeah, with your permission, they can write their name on a page. You see that he writes on it, but as you turn the book around, you see that he has not wrote his name. He has wrote Zelene's.
oh Jesus Christ!
Oh.
But she has to willingly.
He's going to kind of look at him and be like, that's not how this works. If you would like her name in that book, I will go talk to her.
Yeah.
But
I
would like your name in this book. I will get rid of another name to make sure that you and
her to be protected.
And I want to make sure that you're being protected as well.
See, he nods understandingly and signs his name in the book.
Hey, you can totally erase me's name out because he has his own way of not dying now too.
Yeah, I gotta figure out whose names are in it currently.
I believe it is Smith, Seftis...
Burnmark.
The Burnmark, yeah. Smith, Seftis, Tolbin now, and me.
Iggy, not Septis.
Sorry, Iggy,
Yeah,
not
I think
Seftis.
I'm in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take out me and have Zabine sign it.
Oh man, I totally forgot Iggy's name was in that book when I did that divine intervention.
Oh, Aaron did it because he was yelling in my DMs, freaking the fuck out, going, "What the fuck is she doing?"
Oh, well, Mina doesn't really know the full details. I tried not to meta too much. Whoops.
Well, no.
That.
The thing is, his name was in the book, but he was killed outright. He was not, because the book is that if you're reduced to 0 hit points, but not killed outright. Iggy was killed outright.
Yeah, never mind. That's right. I remember because I went over this last time too.
Yep. All right. And Zelene is there next to him, and she will sign the book as well.
All right.
As she kind of watches this gesture that that Tolbin tries to offer to her.
Do they ask any questions? They signed
No.
their life away.
No, I don't think they do, because Tolbin knows that you guys are trying to help them, even though this is the guy that just killed a man for taking some stuff. But he knows that this is a good group.
I feel like Zelene.
He knows they're a good crew, even though you hellish rebuked the poor home.
But would take up Tolbin's wishes.
Yeah. All right. As you guys are sailing around the side of the island, is there anything you guys want to do before you come to dock and head onto the island?
Should we stir up some more crabs, you guys? I'm just kidding.
I think you will go up and talk to the dragon lady.
Runara? Okay.
Yeah.
How much time does this take for us to sail up there?
Not that long. It's only about like 4 miles, and your ship moves fairly quickly.
Okay.
What was your question there, Aaron?
That is a great question. I remember I had a question, but I don't know what the question was now.
I don't know
He's
either.
questioning his question.
Well, Iluna wanted to show her the egg, but that's it.
As
she
you
mentioned it.
erases Me's name, he grips his chest for a brief moment like he's having a heart attack. He feels it in the Imperial plane and goes, I feel like somebody just staged a mutiny.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay.
I was gonna ask. Oh, go ahead.
So you're pulling out the egg.
Yeah, like I wanted to pull her aside, and just show it to her briefly. We've tried to destroy this the moment we came in contact with it, and weren't able to. And that's
I
it.
thought we weren't supposed to take it out of the bag.
As you do,
does it ping?
That's not a thing.
You're always in the beacon!
It doesn't do that. We've gone over this. It doesn't
you
become a beacon.
as you pull it out, you see Runara's eyes kind of go wide, and she says, "Where did you get that egg?"
Just outside of Phandalin.
Quick, you must put it back into the bag.
I was putting it back in the bag. I wasn't trying to bring it out. I was trying to lift it to the edge so she can see it and put it back in.
Well, yeah, you have to take it out of the bag. You have to take it from the bag of holding to show her.
You just lift it to the anyhow.
She looks at you and she says, "Where did you get that?"
Near Phandalin. There was a encounter, and we killed them all, I think. We tried to destroy the egg, then we weren't able to. Elia, whatever. She doesn't want to hash her name, so she's just gonna stick with Elia. Knows about it.
And she did not destroy it herself. No, of course not. Of course.
Where was it?
She does not have the affinity. That egg needs to be destroyed.
Agreed.
There is magic about it. There is... It pulsates. It calls to its host. I could hear it scream as I laid my eyes upon it, there is no doubt. There is no doubt that Voltswarm will have heard it as well.
Yeah, my internet went down on my phone, sorry. I didn't hear everything she said. That egg needs to be destroyed is all I heard.
She said that there is magic about it, that it sends a pulse. She could hear it scream the moment she laid her eyes upon it.
The beacon has been lit.
Remembered.
And that there is no doubt that Voltsworm has heard it as well.
I knew there was something it did.
The beacon has been lit. They know our location.
Oh my gosh.
A new hand has touched the beacon.
Well,
Also, out of game, can we not tell anyone else about the egg until we discuss it as a group? I know she's Mi's companion and everything. I don't know how Albina feels about people.
Wait.
She's a dragon. She's a lightning dragon. We were told that lightning dragons could possibly destroy this.
To which point Runara says, the only option now is to destroy it.
Ooh.
That
we
cult...
have a bag of devouring.
The bag of devouring.
Animal matter.
It is not the same. The magic that binds a being to the bag of devouring, it may cause undue terrors if you place that in there. I do not know the ramifications of such an act.
But so far no one's known how to deal with it, and we've been hauling it around.
And I am sure that the cult has been made aware of our location and your location anytime that you have shown it. When was the last time that you revealed it?
To me and you when we met them, probably.
I think the last time that you revealed it was when you guys first arrived in Lylon.
To who?
To me and you.
That was Phandalin.
Did you show them in Phandalin?
I didn't think we showed them right away.
No, you guys definitely pulled it out and showed them when you guys were at the temporary sign-in in Lylon the morning you were about to go and work with some of the people around there.
Yeah, you mentioned it and you pulled it out and showed it only because that's when you became almost obsessed with it.
So in Lylon.
She says, then I fear for that town. If the cult has made their plans to move on to it, to find that egg, what they will do to get this.
Well, now she's good.
You do not understand the power that you carry in your hands. This is not a mere dragon egg.
Well, now I just don't know why she didn't take it with her.
Who's he?
She, Elia.
I can assume why she wouldn't. She would not have had a means to move it that would not have alerted the cult. She would have been targeted immediately. Kept within that bag, the screams are not able to be heard. But when it's removed, the destruction of it needs to be assured.
At your full power, could you have done it?
I could have. But at this point, I don't think I have enough strength in me to destroy it with what I can do.
I forgot she's in a weakened state because of everything that happened on the island.
Is there anything we can do to help you heal or restore your powers sooner?
We must rid this island of those that worship the Mother of Dragons. That is our first necessity. While they are here, I am weakened. And we must destroy this as soon as possible.
Cool, you can fight you when he tries to take it from you. I mean, I knew it was serious before, so we keep trying to find the best source, and so far, that's you.
If we can rid this island of the blue cultists and of Volt Swarm, I will do what I can to aid you in this egg's destruction before it can be used to bring back Shaw Dancer Vitriol. She kind of turns towards all of you and says...
They're not supposed to be nearby. Luna was trying to make sure it was...
Oh.
But anyhow.
As she looks at you and says...
calls and gathers them around.
Yeah. As she looks at you and says, the one known as Ebon Death.
Ebon Death. Yet again.
And as she says that, and your ship is pulling up to the island, you can see farther to the north, towards where you will be traveling next session, a huge blue dragon taking flight. And that is where we're going to end it.
We have alerted the Horde! We've alerted the Horde!
Yep, and that's where we'll end today's session. Prepare for a fight next time, guys.
Oh!
And to those of you watching at home, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!